don't really think about as being a struggle when they are planning their wedding is figuring out and navigating all of the wedding trends. And wedding trends are hard. They're like, I mean, they're really hard. And you don't realize how hard they are until you go back to your 2011 Pinterest wedding board and see all of the things that you thought were going to be what you wanted your future wedding to look like. And now you're just really thankful that you didn't get married when you were a senior in high school. But there is one wedding trend that is happening right now that I am so excited for and so in love with. And before we get to it, I want to say that I love color. I am a huge fan of color, especially when it's surrounded by white, which is kind of what my room looks like, and when there's like really clean backgrounds, and then you have just like a really good or a really small pop of color that just kind of brings it all together. But honestly, your preferences in color, or our preferences in color as like a generation or humans, changes. You can see it in the fact that like a couple of years ago, many years ago, everyone was like obsessed with coral and teal and couldn't get enough of it. It was all anybody's wedding looked like. And then now everyone is kind of leaning towards like a much more neutral palette. And so you have to be really careful about what colors you incorporate into your wedding if you want it to end up having a really timeless feel. Which of course, if you like the trendy look and you want it to be something that is a sign of the times, and you look back on it and you know that like that was the height of the fashion and popularity, then absolutely throw in all of the color, do exactly what you want. But if you are looking for something that is going to be a little bit more classic and timeless, then you want to be really careful about what you're doing with color. So when I started seeing a lot of weddings that are incorporating white and greenery, whether that be, you know, the white dresses or especially white flowers, I started to realize that I actually couldn't tell what time those photos or what time that wedding actually took place, because it is just a classic and timeless look. I know you guys are going to get tired of me saying those words, but that's exactly what it looks like. So recently I went to a workshop where we had a styled shoot, and the styled shoot theme was white greenery, and then they also had pops of teal blush and like a lavender. And I'll be honest, at first I was honestly a little disappointed, and it was mainly because we were going to this styled shoot. I was hoping that there would be something that was really trendy and had a lot of color in it and had kind of like that Southern charm sophistication. But when I look back at the photos, I honestly see nothing but Southern classic charm. What I love about this trend is that you actually don't have to spend a ton of money to still have that elegant classic charm. Of course, if you want the wow factor, then you're going to have to figure out what that looks like for your dream wedding budget. But if you are trying to invest in other places, or you want to have a smaller budget, then you can still have a really elegant wedding without spending, you know, an arm and a leg. Which greenery is actually much cheaper than flowers. And so if you want to, if you want to invest in something else and you don't necessarily want your flowers to be the biggest expense of your day, you can fill your bouquets and your centerpieces with a lot of greenery. And then that gives you the chance to either invest in bigger, more expensive flowers that, you know, maybe you had your eye on that peony that is just gorgeous and you want that to be a part of your bouquet, fill it with greenery. Or if you know you want to spend more money on the venue, or you want to spend more money on your dress, then you can invest a little bit less in your flowers by doing a lot of greenery, and it's still going to have that look that you're going for. Which, it's funny because they say if you want something to look elegant, or, you know, even you can say look expensive, then actually less is more. And so this trend fits right in there because you can spend less or have less and still have that really timeless look and feel. Because we actually had this styled shoot in a kitchen and a backyard, which granted, this house is beautiful and it doesn't look like everybody's kitchen, but it's still, when you look at it, you think like, wow, this is like Southern charm and it's classic, and I have no idea what year it was taken in, and these pictures, you know, in 10 years are still gonna be just as beautiful as they are right now. And it looks like they spent a lot of money on it, when in reality it was something that we turned this kitchen into a beautiful wedding styled shoot, which after seeing the photos from the styled shoot, which I will link the blog post to the entire shoot below so that way you can see everything kind of as a whole. I was already in love with the way that my friends who had gone with the white and greenery style, like the way that their weddings looked, I loved it. But now I am like, everyone's got to have this. Everyone needs to know that this is, if you are going for that very classic, elegant, again, I know I'm saying those words a lot, but if you're going for that look, then this is definitely a really awesome route for you to take. And of course, if you are like me and you love color and you can't get away with, just having white and green, then both of those colors work really well. If you do have, one or two colors that you love and you want to pop them in there. For example, at the styled shoot, we did do the teal, blush, and lavender, and so that's what the bridesmaids wore. And then we also had some ribbons on the greenery so that way it could get pulled into the overall theme of the wedding. But it's not overwhelming. It's trendy because that's the trend right now, but it's not something that's going to date that wedding or those photos. So I'm definitely hoping to see this be incorporated into a lot more weddings in 2019, 2020. Honestly, because it is a timeless look, it might go even further than that. But I also want to know what you guys think. So are you guys fans of the white and green and you do think that it's a really timeless look, or are you guys leaning more towards like the trendy and bolder styles of weddings? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And then you can also check out the blog post that I'm going to link in the description to get more inspiration from the styled shoot that I was talking about. And then, of course, if you liked this video, make sure to actually like it. And then you can also subscribe to my channel to get more wedding-related content. All right, bye guys.